balance and peace to live a more colorful life, and welcome back to my channel. In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be looking into advice from your current situation. So springtime is here and there are so many changes happening right now in the energy, a lot of opportunities, a lot of manifestations coming in around this time. So it could be that you have some different decisions to make, or there could be some type of shift happening. So I feel like this spread will be really good if you're just kind of looking into how can I get through this in a way where I can get what I want and everything settles great for me, or how can I bring this new energy into my life, this change I'm looking for, what decision to make. This spread will cover it all. So here's the spread. You can take a screenshot of it so you can pull cards along with me. And then when you're ready, we're going to pull cards here in a second. But don't forget to subscribe, ring that notification bell, and hit that like button. That really helps me out. And a great way to support the channel is by purchasing a personal reading. I also offer life coaching, and I have a Pro Tarot certification course as well if you'd like to check that out. Information is about it in the comments and description below. So relax your shoulders, take a couple deep breaths, and then simply choose a card or a crystal that you feel drawn to the most. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. And that's from left to right. Once you have chosen, head down to the comments and description below where the timestamps are posted, and I will see you in a minute for your reading. For those of you guys who choose number 1, let's get started with the spread. And this first card is the first part of the spread where we're just looking into what is the situation. We're getting advice for your situation. So what is the situation? This is the card that you chose. And we're getting the Hangman. So your situation right now, and the card we've got is the Hangman. Well, the Hangman usually comes up for people who need to release old ways and start a new path. People who need to release restrictions that are holding them back, because we all have times in life where we get to a certain point, sometimes on our path, where we feel a little bit stuck and like we need to bring some change in, or maybe some new challenges or some new opportunities. And the Hangman is usually a sign that in order to move forward and create all this beautiful new growth, you have to observe life a little bit. You have to disconnect a little bit in a way. You have some decisions to make. You have so many opportunities ahead of you, but you might just want to look at things from a different perspective, or kind of weigh things or weigh pros and cons out. You have to be willing to sacrifice in order to gain something new. So the Hangman correlates to sacrifice or release, a new perspective, surrender. Sometimes you can also think maybe this is someone who's a little bit stuck because there's this all tied up kind of thing. Maybe you're so busy with your life right now and all of these obligations and responsibilities, and maybe there's a lot of good things happening too, just like a lot of commotion right now, but it might be hard for you to feel like you are able to make that time for yourself to figure out what you want or to make some new changes, new opportunities. So the Hangman is classically a card of being stuck, but also needing to look at things from a new perspective. So that might be where you're at right now. That's what your situation is. Next, we're going to look into what is going on behind the scenes in your life right now. Maybe anything that you're not aware of, or anything that contributes to where you're at right now. Maybe things that have yet to come. What's going on behind the scenes for you? Okay, so here's what I'm seeing behind the scenes. I think this hints to the past. This is the King of Bows, or the Adder card, and it usually relates to a toxic situation. So this could be like a toxic work environment or a toxic home environment, usually some difficult to deal with type of people, challenging bosses or coworkers or teachers or elders or family, even toxic friends sometimes. So it's interesting that behind the scenes, we're seeing this card reversed, almost like you've left this behind. You've set some boundaries, or you moved into a new position, or you made the choice to cut that out. And so this is the Kingfisher, because we see you flying high, feeling confident. The water here symbolizes like emotions, but it's calm and you're not bogged down in it. You're flying above it. And so behind the scenes, they're saying, hey, you went through this challenging time recently. This could have been months back, maybe a year or so back. And it just felt like you were losing a lot of connections, or you were having to walk away from things, or there was just a lot of commotion in your life with relationships. But they're saying that you were able to release this, and now you have a really steady foundation. The foundation card usually represents your ability to like really have a good setup in your life to take care of yourself. So the foundation card is like money coming in, food on the table, the lights on, having a good quality of life, or feeling like you have a good work-life balance so you can focus on things that are important to you, or having manifested yourself into a more positive position. The foundation is like, I've got things taken care of so I can really grow and focus now. And of course, there's always going to be things coming out from different directions in life, things happening out of nowhere, right? That you don't expect. But the foundation card is almost like you got things settled. You're not putting out fires. You're not so focused on survival anymore. So next to that, we see the healing card. So this makes me think like behind the scenes, it's almost like you don't forget how much you have worked hard to get to this place where you can take better care of yourself and focus more on your healing. That's been the goal lately, is to just make that time for yourself and be able to have like a healthy environment around you, to have been, to a place where you're bringing in more balance. And then we also see something about a new relationship coming in. This is behind the scenes, maybe something you're unaware of, because this card is the Green Woman. Usually talks about like a birth, something new in your life, but it usually has more of like a romantic or soulmate type of connotation to it. Whenever I see this card in a personal reading, I always think, okay, this person's probably going to meet somebody soon, or there's a new love interest coming in, or a relationship's getting closer. So relationship that's going to deepen or get closer, that's what's going on behind the scenes. And then just a lot of word about how you are in a good situation right now. You are, your foundation is stable and you can really heal now. You left some things behind. Nice to hear. So we got some information about where you're at right now, like what your situation is because of the Hangman. And then we also took a little glimpse into behind the scenes in your life. But now we need to know what needs your focus right now. What area of your life needs your focus the most? What situation requires your focus? Start getting you some advice. Whoa, that's interesting. I wonder if this relates to anybody specific who's watching right now, because I really do believe that sometimes these messages come out just maybe for one person or two people. Sometimes they have an extra special meaning. So if that's you, let me know in the cards below. But we're seeing a message about music, build, reunited, public. Maybe there's some of you guys out there, or one or two people who've really been trying to get their music out there. Maybe you've been working on recording music, or you've been, writing the lyrics, the poetry, maybe going to school for it, or maybe learning about how to produce music or singing. Maybe you started a band or something, you were building towards it, but then of course things might have got difficult the last couple of years with just things shutting down and the world kind of taking a different turn for a while. But this is a really sweet message, because this says you're going to be reunited with the public. Like, you're going to be able to play more shows, you're going to be able to connect more with your fans, or to be able to build that fan base. You're going to be able to have more opportunities to get out and to share your music. And so, yeah, this is for some of you guys, maybe anybody who's in the music industry, DJ, people who are singing, dancing, anything that has to do with sound, could even be sound healers. Something about that is coming out. So that's an area that requires focus. If that relates to you, it might not for everybody. Also, I'm seeing private time coming up. How interesting. I didn't even notice that till just right now. They're saying something that you need to focus on right now is private time. Like you just need some time to yourself. I'm seeing the play card down here, like to just have fun and play and enjoy yourself and your energy, do little things that you like. And I also think of play as time that you're spending out in the world, in your body, in nature, with friends, exploring new things, just enjoying life, tasting a little bit of luxury. It might not necessarily be you on your phone or watching TV or, taking care of chores or, play, doing something where you're engaging with yourself, engaging with life. So they're saying you need private time, you need play. So those are good areas of focus. Stability, overcome, extroverted. So stability is coming for you. This might be something you've been worried about, just feeling secure in some way, whether this is financial security or emotional security or just in general. You've been just having trouble feeling that stability lately, but they're saying this is going to be overcome and you might have to be a little extroverted, especially for those of you guys that resonated with this message. Something about getting your music out there, building, getting out in the public, being extroverted. And for those of you guys who don't resonate with the music message, it could just be with something else that you want to bring out into the world. Maybe that's why this came out for everybody, because this is almost like it's that vision of somebody who has a big dream, wanting to do music or be on stage or share the music with others. That's a big, beautiful artistic dream. So maybe for some of you guys, you have a dream like that, something that's more extroverted. You want to put some type of artistic gift out into the world. You want to engage more in life, create more passion. And they're saying, there's this desperation card coming out here. It might be saying like to just relax into this energy because, you don't want to push it too hard or be so desperate or think, oh, until I have reached this, I'm, not going to be happy, or until I'm at this level with my art or my music or whatever. To just create stability. To create stability every day, to be working on your gifts every day, enjoying your gifts, sharing them. Yeah, serendipity. I feel like there's going to be a lot of unexpected opportunities very soon coming in related to your artistry or your music, and that's why they're telling you to really focus there. Make private time to play, maybe to play your music or to work with your art to play. So I love that. Okay, so this next part of the spread, I am here for it. How can progress be made? How can progress be made in your life right now, in your situation? Ooh, lots of advice here. So we're seeing a message about strength, how right now it's going to be extra important that you are filled with strength. And every time I get the strength card from the tarot, I'm always like, oh crap, what do I need to be strong for here? But I think they're just like, hey, be strong because you're about to have a little period in your life where you're going to be getting out of your comfort zone. You're going to be, maybe spending more time in private time. Remember we talked about the play. There was also advice about being more extroverted and really following your passions artistically with your music. We saw that you were the hangman. That was the situation. You were kind of stuck. You needed to release old ways. You needed to create space for new opportunities to manifest. So they're like, hey, you need to be strong because a lot of changes are about to come into your life really fast. Because look, a sudden event that needs immediate attention. time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So, yeah, they're saying maybe all of a sudden there's going to be opportunities popping up left and right. There's going to be a lot of different paths you could take. Which one should you focus on? So, there you're going to have to make some decisions. But these decisions, or this decision, is going to lead to celebration. This says the need to have more fun. There's going to be a lot of celebrations as a part of this path. We also see a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. This path, this decision you make, it could lead to, a positive change in your life. Very positive change. And they're saying victory, good news is on its way, public recognition or awards. And I feel like that's your outcome card. I want to pull just one more. Anything else you need to know? But, I asked in this spread for an outcome, and this just kind of naturally led to it. Yeah, and they're saying at this time in your life, you're longing for a purpose, a sense of purpose. And sometimes that's something you have to give to yourself. You do have to give yourself new goals, or you do have to refocus yourself around a purpose. So they're just saying, what is your desire right now? What brings you bliss? It might be something a little secretive you've been working on behind closed doors, or an idea you've been hashing out. And they're saying you just need the structure to stay with it, to follow it through, because it's going to lead to public recognition or awards. Ooh. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, let's get into this advice spread. And we're looking into what is your current situation. Okay, so what is the situation? This is the card that you chose. And we're getting the 4 of Wands. So every time I see this particular depiction of the 4 of Wands, I'm always really drawn to this house or to this castle. And to me, I do feel like it's a beautiful, tall building. It's so gorgeous. It makes me think about like your dream home, or just being in a gorgeous setting, or having like really built something for yourself that's strong or sturdy, or that's long lasting. It's kind of this message of like legacy and like a new beginning. It's, so beautiful. And so this is a card of union or celebration or community, having achieved something beautiful in your life, having arrived in a beautiful chapter in your life, and so much possibility around you. So this is the situation right now. I find that really interesting. Like, that's your situation. It might be that maybe that's something that you want to bring into your life, or maybe you just found yourself in this chapter of your life. You've worked for it, or you've aligned with it, or sometimes it just comes. Good things can just come, right? Sometimes out of our own control, even good things can come. So it could be that you're surrounded by all this now, and you're like, wow, like there's just so much new opportunity here. Or maybe you're worried, oh no, is the other shoe going to drop? Something like that. So let's pull some more cards and get deeper into this. So next we're going to pull cards for what is going on behind the scenes in your life that you maybe you're not aware of, or something that's affecting your situation. What's going on behind the scenes? Oop. Oh, yeah. Okay, so first of all, there's a lot of new people coming into your life, or maybe that's what's affecting your situation. Maybe some of these new people have already made their way in, but it's like a new family, it's a new community, it's very strong soul family energy, it's people coming together, it's a very social time in your life. It is a sign of community. Fascinating, because the 4 of Wands is also, the community card. So this is what's going on behind the scenes. If you haven't been united with these people or this situation yet, just know that that's where it's headed, because this is like what's going on behind the scenes. So it could be like it's just time for some of these new people to make their way in, or for these new opportunities to come, or for you to have a celebration. And we see the Woodward behind the scenes. This shows where you were at in the past. And This is my Wildwood deck. You guys know I love this deck to death, obviously. And the whole story of this deck is that it's kind of like this metaphor or this parable of somebody who goes through a journey through the woods and all of the different, things and little animals and situations that they encounter on their path through the woods represents trials, tribulations, situations, experiences that we'll have in life. So this card is the person who's made it through the woods. They've been through it all, they've seen it all, they've heard it all, they've really just, they've had a time. And now they're coming out on the other side and they're stronger and they're wiser and they're more experienced. They may not be as naive, but they've got some grit and they know what's up and they've been through a lot, and now it's like new opportunity surrounds them because it's like now you went through that, you can pretty much do anything and there's so many opportunities, and thank goodness it's all behind you and you got some stories to tell. So that's literally you at this point in your life. You've been through the woods. You went through a lot, and you're wiser for it, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding you. There might be things that you don't necessarily talk about what you went through, but you have a lot to express, and it's also like you're ready for something new. And so that's what's going on behind the scenes. You came from that, and this is a era of fun in your life. The otter wants to bring fun in, wants to bring in this wonderful energy. There's this wonderful vibe around you. But we do see the tower here, and we do see something about you struggling with finances or struggling with resources, or maybe just getting a lot of closed doors around you, or going through a time where you didn't have very much. And we do see that was just something, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, but it's almost like you needed to experience that, or you learned a lot from those experiences, or it doesn't define you, because this is the stag here, and it's like a message of destiny, soul lessons, growth. But yeah, I feel like what's going on behind the scenes is they're saying like, this is a rebirth era in your life, because I keep going to these cards here about how the past is gone and there's this beautiful energy for you and there's this fun to be had, celebration, this fresh start, dream home energy. Yeah, I love it. So what requires your focus right now? This is the next part of the spread. With all that considered, we looked into your situation. We looked into what was going on behind the scenes, and now we're getting what should your focus be? Okay, so your guides are telling you, like, what should you focus on? I mean, it's very, very unique to each person that's here, okay? Because this says you have to trust yourself. I know that's kind of a cop-out, wah, wah. Like, oh, you just gotta trust yourself, But honestly, that's what I'm seeing here in the cards, is that your guides are saying that at this time, you're being told to do something right now that's very specific for you. I'm getting this feeling like it has to do with a change. Your guides are saying that this change, you can trust yourself, that your body, your soul, your mind wants to make this change. And they're saying that this is going to lead you to a new path, later surprising path. I like that. That makes me think that you're going to be going in a different direction. Your path will change. You're going to be fulfilled. It's going to end up bring you somewhere that is so beautiful that you never could have imagined, that there really are going to be some changes. This is what you desire right now. I see that. So your guides are saying, just trust yourself, even if you don't know how to start this path. They're saying that the way you can start is with little habits, because obviously you want to make time for this change, or maybe you picture you living a life a certain way, in your future. I think a lot of us can sometimes think about, oh, what do I want in the future, or what's my dream? And so they're saying that you have to start living that now. You have to start bringing in elements of that future to yourself now. So we do see this message about you working on the habits and realize that it's time to be productive. It's time to start those little things. For example, if you picture yourself maybe wanting to move by the ocean, wanting to have a life where you're surfing and you're laying on the sand by the beach and you're spending just a lot more time being active outdoors, even if you're nowhere near the ocean, you can start living that lifestyle a little bit, like maybe getting outside and running, maybe trying to find a way to connect with water more, even if it's like an indoor public pool or something like a lake or a river. It might be that you picture yourself having a certain morning routine in that new life. So it might be time to start bringing in elements of that. And so that's just an example, but your guides are saying like what this thing is you want to bring in, you need to realize that it has everything to do with your habits and making it just a little part of your life. That's going to be a big manifestation tip for you. So how can progress be made in your situation? How can progress be made? Giving you some more advice. This is my ultra advice spread. A couple cards about you getting organized. They're saying you need to use organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. So this is the Emperor. This is a very divine masculine energy. The divine feminine energy is a lot more receptive, a lot more creative. Sometimes though, if that energy is unbalanced, we end up just having all these ideas in our head and kind of living in a dream world instead of actually moving things into reality. So they're saying that's what you need to do right now because, you can trust yourself, you can trust your ideas, you can trust that they're ready to come down to earth and be a reality now. So look, they're even saying, yep, you've been getting brilliant new ideas and inspirations. But it might be that's challenging because you're seeing the truth of the situation, a challenging beginning. Sometimes starting on a new path or making a big change in your life can be overwhelming because there's so many details and there might be things that are missing. You might not have all the tools, materials, supplies. A lot of times we think I just don't have the time or I just don't have the money. So your guides are reminding you to first take action and then know that the money will come. First you take action, then the support will come. So they're saying don't let anything move you away from getting these ideas into reality. We also see something about invitations to social events coming up for you really soon. So we were getting messages earlier, remember, about how there's new people coming in, there's communion, there's community. And so right here they're saying that there's going to be a lot of people coming into your life, and with that a lot of opportunities, because oftentimes when you pray or you have a wish or you set a goal or an intention, try to manifest something, sometimes the answer can come through a person or through a group of people, and who knows, maybe you just might be that person for someone else. So it's definitely being recommended that you connect with new people, that you are open. We got the extroverted card for you earlier. They were saying, yeah, you need to get more extroverted, get out there. And as far as where you're at right now, you do have seeds that are well planted. It might be a temporary pause in action, maybe for the next couple of days or the next week, but they're like, don't worry about your position. These are just messages like what might be coming in for you. So we're going to look into your overall outcome next. Anything else you need to know, your overall outcome for your situation right now? Yep, there is a golden opportunity coming. And I think that's why they're telling you, trust yourself, trust yourself. You're sitting on a gold mine. You have this great idea here. It wants to take flight. Don't be caught in indecision. And I see the Empress. The Empress is somebody who's, of course, very creative. You see all these beautiful flowers and this wonderful, energy around them. They're well known for like what they do and their beautiful energy. Maybe there's someone who's very artistic, somebody who gives good advice, somebody who's really gentle, somebody who's good with children or who's good with animals, somebody who is very fashionable, maybe somebody who is really great at building things, or really great with their hands. And so this is like the outcome for you. It might be that people see you more like that type of person. People see you more for the success you have and the abundance that you've built around you, because we just see this garden that's around this person. And the gardens, it's like kind of a metaphor for abundance and good fortune, good opportunities. So I see that being your outcome. Things are really taking off for you. This spring energy is fresh around you. So yeah, make it happen. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 4, we're going to get started with the first part of the spread. And this is the card that you chose. It's number 1, and it's what is your situation right now? We got to get you some advice on your situation, but first we just need to understand what it is. What's going on around you? What's the situation? So we got the 5 of Wands. All right, so your current situation. Look, I know this situation looks a little tense, and it might be because that's how it feels around you right now. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's a little bit of stress going on around you. You've had a lot of action in your life, a lot of commotion. It could be disagreements. It could be that you're struggling right now with your work-life balance. It could be that there are conflicts at work or with people around you. Maybe some people just being salty. It could just be like as a result of getting your business taken care of, your work done, that it's just been very tense and stressful and just like a lot of meetings, a lot going on. It could be that, this represents doors being closed around you, or maybe you feel like you have to defend yourself a lot. It could also be that there's just a lot of demands on you. You maybe from the kids, maybe from your partner, maybe from work, maybe just there just seems to always be some fire to put out, just a lot going on. Hard to get time for yourself. So sometimes this card is a result of positive things coming in your life, like maybe it's the birth of a baby or something that you're preparing for, or some type of move. It's a positive thing. It's just so many things to work out. But sometimes this card can also represent that you're in the middle of a really difficult time in your life and you feel like you're being attacked. You have to protect yourself. It's so frustrating. So yeah, they're saying that's what your current situation is. So let's go ahead and move forward to the next part of this spread. So next we're looking into what's going on behind the scenes in your life. Maybe anything you need to consider, or maybe something you had no idea was going on. Maybe some support you've got around you. Let's see what's going on behind the scenes. Ooh, I like these 2 cards. Okay, so we've got the abundance card and we've got the generosity card. I love this card because to me, when I pull it in from the Wildwood deck, I always feel like it's a sign that the universe wants to be generous with you. The universe wants to give good things to you. You are an aspect of the universe. The universe is an aspect of you. Don't you want good things for yourself? We all want to bring good things for ourselves, and we try to make that possible. And sometimes good things can also just come to us. Just like how we have contrast in this world, sometimes darker things that we didn't want to have happen, or the bad things, the negative aspects, we also have the good. And so it's almost this message like the universe wants to bring good things. It wants to give good things. There's abundance coming for you. Sometimes this is like a money card, literal abundance, but it could also just be a time where doors are opening, things are going right for you, an abundance of good times, an abundance of self-care, an abundance of blessings. And so it's like, hey, there's good energy. Maybe behind the scenes, you don't realize that what you're going through right now is just a little pit stop on the way to some good things. Or maybe what you're seeing is energy that's shifting and moving places and kind of moving you where you need to go to receive these things. So it might be saying, hey, don't judge the situation quite yet. I mean, it's okay to feel how you feel about whatever's going on, but they're saying that it's changing, it's shifting. So yeah, and your guides are also seeing how dedicated you've been this whole time. And they're saying things are going to come to a standstill or a stop or like a accumulation. I get this card sometimes. Sometimes it represents a diploma, like a graduation. Could be literal or it could just be metaphoric, like you've graduated to the next level in your situation, or you've received some type of promotion, or you've created a beautiful change. You see that this is an artisan who's woven this beautiful shirt here. It could be that you finish a product or project. Something like that. So interesting. Next, we're looking into what requires your focus right now. So we looked into your situation. We saw a little bit about what was going on behind the scenes. What requires your focus right now? This message kind of makes me laugh. I got a little download. That's why I was quiet there for a second. So your guides are saying what requires your focus? Your surprising ambition. So maybe you just surprised yourself a little bit lately because you have all of a sudden, you have all these things that you want to do, all these things you want to accomplish, all these big ideas. I don't know. I have a lot of artist friends, and one thing I love about these people is that they're always calling me or texting me, telling me some, cool idea they have, or this new piece that they're working on, or this new collection they're developing or something. And it's just such beautiful energy. Sometimes it is very much that you just wake up one day with this impulse or this idea, and it can completely change the course of your life or your focus for the next couple months. So you've got to listen sometimes to those impulses or those inner stirrings and let yourself be free and explore the things you want to explore, especially artistically. So right now, your ambition, that's what needs your intention. You want to grow something, you want to create something, you want to bring something out into the world. And they're saying that this has a lot to do with serendipity. There's been a lot of serendipity around this path. Maybe you're thinking about picking up your instrument again, or you're thinking about creating some type of collection of works with your art, or perhaps you're thinking about putting yourself out in the world in a new way. And maybe every time you think about it, there's, different signs. You might see 222, 1111. Maybe you are having people coming up to you, bringing these opportunities to you before you even once said to anybody you wanted to do it. That's always a sign when you're thinking about something and you're not holding onto it too tight. Your heart is softly open to it. Sometimes the opportunity can just come to you. It's very fascinating. So your guides are saying that your artistic side really wants to be fulfilled right now. You want to build something. You want to create something. So they're like, yeah, you need something to release your productivity and your passion on. Maybe get reconnected with the project you let go of, or something that, you haven't had as much time for. And this is what made me laugh. It said resentful, socialize, embrace. They're also saying something else you should focus on right now is connecting with other people, socializing, increasing your social network, connecting, building friendships or reconnecting with friends. And maybe you're like a little resentful of that right now because, sometimes it's easier to kind of stay in your own cave or to yourself. Sometimes people can be frustrating or just obnoxious, especially if you're a little bit more of an introvert. But your guides are saying it will help you right now and be positive for you to embrace other people, to embrace connections. You might even naturally find that you're longing for more connection at this time. So interesting. So next we're looking into how can progress be made? Some more advice for you. How can progress be made in your current situation? How can progress be made? Ooh. Maybe these two. job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path towards enlightenment. How can progress be made? Well, I'm being drawn to this card because what we're seeing right here is a lot of positive messages about your situation or where it's headed. Or job well done, gifts of money, time, new career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts, happy times. So, and then we see the ego card, and it says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So it could be that right now you're feeling this entrapment, you're worried about how you're going to make ends meet, or you're worried about what's yet to come, you're kind of nervous about where this path is headed, but they're saying the truth is that, you're going to be receiving all these gifts and all this support, and they're saying now is a good time to make long-term plans. You're on the right path. So that might be the best way for you to move forward, is to just stay positive about your situation, kind of see through, to more long-term plans for yourself. And over here, they're saying plans that need revision. Plans that need revision. You're ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them with them. Good business decisions. So it sounds to me like the best way forward is just to get organized. Yeah, reorganize your plans. Think more about the long term. And, trust the path that's ahead of you, because a lot of positive energy is coming in. You're certainly not trapped. Wonderful changes for you. And that leads to the outcome of your situation. So what will the outcome be in your situation? Yeah, your guides are saying that you're a little confused right now because the sun is shining upon you. That has been the whole theme of this reading, about how there is good energy, that maybe this new energy has just opened up for you. It's kind of confusing because it's like, whoa, I'm not used to this. But they're saying that you have magnetized a lot of positive energy in around you. It has a lot to do with your influence. Don't forget that a couple months ago, maybe you were just doing some spell work or some manifestation work, or you were going through a lot of healing and resting, and that created a lot of clearance. You made space for all these opportunities. So we do see something about the public, bringing something to the public. Perhaps maybe this is something that's career related, something you're going to be offering, but it could also just have to do with connection, bringing in friendships, extending your network more. Yeah. So yeah, it's about to be a time that, look, I just picked up the deck. I saw extroverted, very extroverted time for you. A lot of support coming into your life, desires manifesting. So beautiful. I love that outcome. I hope that this reading resonates with you. Thank you again for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out.